the acting police chief of Dalton, now facing federal charges. The grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
The Lightfoot's investigation, at least according to trustees, is back on now.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard last night wasting no time shutting down trustees and critics.
The veto message is related to the secret story.
During an emergency meeting held late last month, the board unanimously approved a resolution calling for a federal investigation into the mayor. The decision was made after deliberating on pressing concerns that warranted immediate action. Board members expressed the need for transparency and accountability, emphasizing the importance of safeguarding public trust. The resolution reflects the board's collective stance on ensuring that any allegations or suspicions involving the mayor are thoroughly examined by federal authorities. This unanimous decision underscores the urgency of addressing the matter and highlights the board's commitment to upholding ethical standards in governance and public service.
A great day in Dalton. Justice is being served.
Elston has been the assessor for Jordan's option for the past 10 years, an elected position that helps residents deal with exceptions and property tax appeals. But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened. This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it? Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area. This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
And that was just out.
The bombshell news has just dropped. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, has been arrested by the FBI. If you've been following the growing scandal, you might remember reports about her extravagant shopping spree and luxury vacations, all of which were funded through suspicious wire transfers. Now authorities are claiming that she has converted the town's funds into a mountain of debt. Yes, massive debt, accumulated under her leadership. It's almost unbelievable, but the investigation into Hen's actions has escalated into something truly shocking. Federal agents executed a search warrant at her home, and what they found is nothing short of jaw-dropping. From hidden safes to a trove of unexpected surprises. The evidence is stacking up. The investigation is raising eyebrows and fueling speculation about just how deep misdeeds really goes. Stick with us as we break down the latest developments. Let's uncover the startling details behind these shocking discoveries and explore what it all means for Hen and the future of Dalton F. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that button and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates. This story is about to get wild. Let's just say this isn't your typical small town scandal. Tiffany Henyard was living the high life, similar to a Kardashian, while Dalton's finances were heading straight into crisis. Picture this: designer handbags, luxury trips around the world, and a security detail that costs more than most people's entire homes. She was indulging in opulence while the town she was supposed to be serving was spiraling into financial ruin. With the FBI hot on her trail, the truth is beginning to surface, and it's starting to get a lot messier. From the looks of it, Henyard may have been living large on the hard-earned money of Dalton's residents. As the investigation unfolds, more scandalous details are coming to light, and the FBI has gathered enough evidence to pursue serious charges against her. But the investigation is far from over, and it's unclear just how deep this rabbit hole goes. The big question now is how much more remains hidden behind the lavish lifestyle Henyard was leading. Could this be the end of her reign as mayor, or will she somehow manage to talk her way out of the growing pile of evidence? One thing's for certain: the drama is just beginning. The people of Dalton have been waiting for answers, and they're about to get them. The FBI is coming after Henyard with full force, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Thon Township has trust issues. Refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township bills paid. Our motion is that we paid the bills for the general fund. Is there a second motion? I had trouble following it as well, but now Keith Freeman is cooperating in doing what he should have done in the first place, cooperating with the trustees, absolutely, over the past few months. Tiffany Henyard, once the most infamous mayor of Dalton, has made a dramatic shift from being a lightning rod for controversy to nearly disappearing from the public eye, while her downfall seemed
have trust issues, refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township bills paid.
I motion that we pay the bills for the general fund. Is there a second? Motion is second.
I had trouble following it as well, but now Keith Freeman is cooperating, doing what he should have been done in the first place.
Cooperating with trustees.
With the trustees, absolutely.
Special meeting, never one to be intimidated by a snub from the board. Tiffany Henyard took the stage and, in typical fashion, transformed the incident into her own personal soap opera. She boldly claimed that the entire corruption scandal was part of a massive propaganda campaign designed to discredit her so-called glorious reign. That's what all the hate is about. She declared your super mayor became too powerful too quickly. I'm so rare, I'm so unique, and that's why everyone's got problems. It's all about control. Her words dripped with defiance as she continued unabashedly. This is me making my statement.
If you guys do not want to hear this, there's the door.
Her use of Dalton's taxpayer money has raised serious suspicions among the locals thanks to legal efforts. When the charges made to Dalton Records were able to obtain credit card records, revealing that Henyard and her team racked up an astonishing $67,000 in travel expenses on Thornton Township's tab in just 5 months. But that's not even the worst part. When the charges made to Dalton residents were added in, the total ballooned to over $100,000. And the justification she provided for these expenses was equally implausible. Henyard claimed that she and her entourage had been busy attending conferences. Yes, you read that correctly. Her defense was that they were attending conferences while the public's money was being spent recklessly. More concerning, Henyard and her administration had been evading requests for Dalton spending records for months, blatantly flaunting state transparency laws, despite multiple demands from the Illinois Attorney General's office, LED by Kwame Rowe, for the village to release the documents. Tiffany and her allies remained defiant, refusing to comply. Their refusal to cooperate reached a breaking point when Gilly G's parent company decided to take the matter to Cook County Circuit Court, filing a lawsuit over the withheld information when the judge ruled. The Dalton trustees were left to pick up the pieces. Trustee Brown, who has been openly critical of Henyard, revealed that she had never received the statements despite repeatedly asking for them. Even the key players who knew the truth about Hen's financial mismanagement were still trying to keep it a secret from the public, knowing that the revelation would cause an uproar. The town was not entirely blind to the financial chaos, though. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was hired by the village board to investigate Henyard's financial management, raised alarms. And then Henyard's employee, Katie Barris, raised alarms.
Supervisor Tiffany Henyard wanted the Board of Trustees to approve some events that she wants the township to pay for, but none of the trustees showed up for the
village money. Following the death of longtime supervisor Frank Icarelli, Tiffany Henyard was selected as Dalton's youngest and first female mayor in 2022. She also took on the role of supervisor for Thornton Township, entering office with high hopes and expectations. However, WGN Investigates revealed troubling details about Henyard's spending habits. In January, it was exposed that Henyard and her team charged over $67,000 to township credit cards for out-of-town travel within just 5 months of 2023. But the story only got worse from there. Henyard has been accused of abusing taxpayer funds for personal gain, using them for everything from luxury travel and private security to even paying for her hairstylist. One of the more shocking revelations came from a 5-day trip to Austin, Texas in July 2023. An examination of Dalton's credit card transactions revealed that an additional $33,900 was charged to village taxpayers for Hen's well-known travels to cities like New York, Atlanta, and Portland. and that Henn's primary assistant, Keith Freeman, and 3 other township officials racked up an incredible $22,000 in public funds. Among the extravagant charges were $1,169 at the Fairmont Austin Hotel, $389 for steaks at Ruth's Chris, $53 for sports riding apparel, and $43 at Walmart. The credit card transactions also showed purchases at Walmart and $43 at Walmart.
Close aide to Mayor Tiffany Henyard is cooperating with her opponents, and the mayor has now been stripped of at least some power in the form of access to village money.
Consistent displays of carelessness and apathy toward her actions have only served to further tarnish her reputation. Every fresh accusation that comes her way seems to add fuel to the fire, deepening the already immense public distrust in her leadership. Instead of facing the music and admitting her mistakes, Henyard has continued to deflect, showing no signs of accepting responsibility. The tipping point came in March 2024 when the Dalton board launched an official investigation into Henn's actions after she was accused of misappropriating $60,000 in taxpayer money for extravagant travel expenses. The investigation called for a thorough review of the village's financial records, with the FBI brought in to assist with clarification at a board meeting addressing the investigation. Henyard dismissed the probe, claiming it was a personal attack and part of a biased narrative against her. She even went as far as to accuse the Dalton board of being a boy club, claiming they were impeding her progress out of spite during the meeting. Henyard stated, "As you can see, our village and community are being attacked. It's unfortunate that people can attend the meeting and only give one side of the story without hearing both sides of the issue." However, former trustee Edward Steve pointed out that instead of blaming everyone else, Henyard should take a hard look at herself and the situation she's created. While she did admit to a $2 million deficit in Village Hall, other board members later revealed that the actual deficit was much higher than what Henyard had reported. In addition to financial mismanagement,